Hey everybody, Camille Shanae here, my younger brother. Um, Spoiler alert, I'm ready to talk about this movie now, so we better talk about it. Okay, Sinners. What you had to feel?
It was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it from beginning to end.
You just went and saw it again, didn't
I
you?
saw it a second time.
I haven't seen it my second time yet, and I can not wait because we're gonna get into that in a second. But something I saw on Threads, somebody said, "What's better, this or Get Out?" What you got to say on
It's
that,
not
real
even.
quick?
It's two movies you should compare to each
You
other.
can't.
And I will say this about seeing it a second time: if you only seen it in standard, you haven't seen it in IMAX or anything else, then you cheating yourself. You have to see it in IMAX. It's truly meant to be seen in IMAX, and it kind of enhances the whole experience of the whole movie.
That didn't matter to me. Y'all the one who picked IMAX. I just wanted to go see the
If you see
movie.
it, if you were
So
seeing it, it don't hit as hard. The audio ain't as good. The picture ain't as. It's just different. Seeing it standard, it's just a big ass difference.
okay,
A huge difference.
can't argue with that because the scenes that were hitting, they hit,
Yeah,
and we saw every single
you saw
aspect
everything you
of
needed to
it that
see.
we needed
Yeah,
to see. Now, with me, when I say to get out, what's the difference between this and that? Only what's similar? Let me rephrase that: black leads, black directors, horror film.
yeah.
That's the only thing they got in common. This
It's two different types of movies.
Sinners is a time period piece, number one. That's a major difference
Yeah,
there. Get Out is modern day. I would put Get Out with the psychological horror.
yeah. I would put Get Out with psychological horror, and I would put Sinners. Sinners seems like more of a thriller than a horror.
Okay,
It's not really like
that's the word I was looking for there.
scary, but it's like a thriller.
Yeah,
It has scary moments,
because I still
scary
don't even
ideas.
really put Get Out in the horror category. But even Jordan Peele said, no, it's a horror movie. I'm making this a horror
I'm
movie.
not Sinners. I'm sorry. Get Out is pretty scary.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like The Conjuring, but it's scary. It's a scary situation to be in.
Us was definitely more of the bigger horror
Right.
genre. That beat that with no questions asked. And I guess yeah, you're right. This is more of a thriller,
I put it as more
action.
of a thriller.
Yeah, because you say it's a horror because they got vampires, and that's the only tradition you can get. You think of vampires, you think of horror.
Right.
Well, Twilight kind of ruined that for us, but vampires in the end of the day were.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. And I instantly made the comparison from Dusk Till Dawn. If you haven't seen From Dusk Till Dawn, you definitely gotta watch that.
Okay.
George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino. It's
So
a
I did
terrific
see
movie.
that.
It's a terrific movie.
So that is a comparison. You
It's a
think that
it's
he
a it's
did
a, like a
that?
direct comparison because it's two outlaw brothers. They both got outlaw brothers in them. They both done did some shit. They on the run, sort of, kinda, and they go to this spot, this club. It's all happening in one day, and then out of nowhere, zombies pop up. Not zombies, sorry, vampires pop up, and this
See,
happens. This goes. They both of those movies play out just like that.
nah. Well, yeah, can't say that part. One, Dust Till Dawn, Quentin Tarantino's character is a fucking
Yeah,
psycho.
he's
So
a yeah.
there's the
So they didn't.
difference
Yeah, right.
there.
They have the differences between
I
like
say that.
characteristics,
I
but
said that's the only real comment. Okay, is two brothers and some vampires. Are we really going to sit here and compare it like that? Because I didn't
nah,
like that whole concept.
nah,
Like,
it's
oh, we comparing it like that.
it's almost like it's a definitely like a From Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing going on.
Okay. Well, I've only seen that. I ain't wanted to watch a movie from beginning to end. I've seen like the beginning, of course, the beginning is everything. But I've seen like them last little 30, 40 minutes of the
Yeah,
end, which is the big climax.
right.
And there is a big deal there. You're right. What Annie tells, spoilers right now, we jumping ahead, but we finna get back to it. She says, if they get me, take me out before.
Yeah, before I change over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and what the father do to the kids?
yep. The
Take
dad.
take me out.
Yep,
Like, no, daddy, y'all not listening. Do it. And
yep.
then when that time came, everybody froze, but eventually they had to do
They
it
had to
though.
do it.
So
And in the same sense, the little brother From Dusk Till Dawn was getting eaten alive by vampires, and he
yeah,
told the sister to kill him before
yeah, kill
put me out my
me.
misery, pretty much. So yeah. There's a lot of tie-ins to it.
Okay, well, I can't deny any of that stuff because We still jumping ahead. We're gonna get to everything because even in the water scene, I'm thinking they finna. I even whispered it to you. He finna start saying it's finna turn to holy water. Ain't like, oh, okay, it's not. But damn, that was like,
Right.
that was my first
That
thought.
was
And sure
the
enough,
preacher's
ain't
son.
that what
Yeah.
they did in Dust Till Dawn? They just regular bottled Dasani water. He said
They
a
blessed
prayer,
it,
bam,
yeah.
it's holy water.
Right.
So, okay, I can't deny that then. Okay, hearing somebody because I ain't really seen the movie like that. You have, so
Yeah, I've watched it 100
I
times.
can't even like disagree with you on that one. Okay, so those are the comparisons to those movies that everybody kept comparing. But end of the day, Sinners is its own masterpiece.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Everything just. I can't really say nothing wrong. I can't pinpoint nothing wrong with it. You seen it the second time. So with that being said, what did you notice this time around that you didn't see the first time?
The second go around watching it, you were just kind of you looking for stuff, especially if you don't watch like videos explaining the stuff. You kind of looking for stuff and stuff like that.
So let's talk about how the beginning starts real quick. The beginning starts with not the iconic Michael A and Michael B. I'm just saying that joke online.
Right.
Standing right there. It's actually their younger cousin pulling up in a car, and people have been comparing that to Color Purple. I think that's a stretch, honestly. So we're not even going to get into them details, but he pulls up, you get a broken guitar, and I'm sitting here, I'm not saying it out loud, but I'm thinking, like, what happened to him? He just looked a mess. Then we notice a scratch on his face, and just like, oh, okay, what happened?
Right.
And then he go in, and even everybody in the church. What happened to him? And it's just so much. And this is the first 90 seconds of the movie.
Right. And when the movie opens, you don't think, like, when you see Preacher's Son and all messed up, you don't think that all that happened in one night. It looked like he's been stranded for days. He went down the road and came back, and all of that happened to him. So that's crazy to think about too.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
Yeah, it just goes black and just says one day earlier, like one day, like what? And then we go to the iconic red and blue. Oh, did you hear them theories too? About the twins, the red and blue.
I thought it was like gang culture, just a salute.
So that I've seen that too.
A salute to gang culture.
And then people keep comparing it to the elements like fire and ice and all that stuff.
I was thinking that, but
I know you a big Avatar fan, so I'm thinking you would have saw it like the fire.
If you wanted to do that, I guess you could, because Smoke was a more cool head and Stax was more of a hot head. So yeah, that makes sense. But
Stax was the one wearing red, Smoke was the one wearing blue. We said that out loud to help, so we know what we're talking about. And I personally love this part. Daddy and Nathan talking about it was too much, and it was obvious that it was like, not how me and you sitting right now passing on back and forth with each other. Yeah. But it was, I love that part. I think it was done greatly. What you think?
What part you mean?
When they're passing the cigarette back and forth to each other.
Oh, well, Stack rolling and smoking.
Yeah.
That's cool. I don't see nothing wrong with that, because it shows you, like, their togetherness. It shows you how they operate together. And then at the end, spoiler alert, at the end when everybody's gone and it's just Smoke by itself, he's trying to roll a cigarette and he can't do it. And one, because of all the shit he was went through.
First off, traumatized, so yeah.
And second, Stack normally rolls his cigarettes, so he not like, maybe he don't know how to roll, I don't know, but it just shows you like their togetherness. Then it shows you like them not being together and why he need his brother around.
And that was heavily talked about the whole time. So people stay pointing that part out. They're like showing that freeze frame in particular, like, dang, he really did need his brother. Like, you got the sibling bond like us, but twin bond, that's a whole different type of bond.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I know I saw something. The guy said that scene took the longest scene to make because there's no body double there. That's Michael B. Jordan standing right there on this side doing that, and then he switched the outfit and did it on the other side. I think it was executed perfectly.
Did good. Yeah,
I think it was done perfectly. But that's Daddy and Nathan, so to each their own.
No, that was nice. Yeah. That was a good touch.
But so it goes to the next scene. So, I mean, let's be real. We knew the white guy was a Klan member. That was just obvious. It's 1932. It's Mississippi. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So, like, that we weren't shocked on. But when he said Stack was the one examining the floor. What was on this floor? And he spits on it. First off, you want to spit on the floor after I asked what's on it?
Right.
But then whatever, he catch that attitude. They pull out their money. No, we're serious.
Right. The spit thing was already a disrespectful.
Period.
Yeah. Spitting towards somebody. Anyway.
But I just made very clear. This is our property now because you and your clan buddies on here. We killing all of y'all dead. There ain't no clan here. Ha ha ha. Nervous laugh.
Right.
Right. And I think I'll be jumping ahead right here because it goes straight to them going to get little Sammy next.
Yeah, they go straight to pick him up.
Okay, they gonna pick him up next. And then they go to Grace and Bo.
Then they go
get.
They split up after that.
Yeah.
After they pick up Sammy, they go to the truck with all the liquor and stuff on it. Smoke take the truck, Stacks take Sammy, and then they go get Delta Slim.
Yeah. So everybody points his part out too, which I respect too. When he gets to the place to go get Bo and Grace, because he needs food, he needs supplies.
Mm-hmm.
He sees a look. He got all that bootleg in the back of his truck.
Mm-hmm.
I need somebody to wash this damn truck. He just gets a little girl, calls off, not tell time. All right, 10 cents for every minute. Okay, just for a little black kid. Okay, you asking me that? Yeah. Okay, but then he says, you ain't supposed to take the first offer. What's your time worth to me?
Right.
Okay, 50 cents, 20. Okay, it's just like, there you go. Just like, either way, you should have said yes that quick because I would have paid you more if you had asked.
So when he first see the little girl, he was like, you know who the, I don't know their last name, you know who the Smoking Stack twins are? She was like, everybody know them. I thought it was just they ain't real. He was like, nah, I'm Smoke. And she got scared. He was like, chill out, like I ain't like that. And that was just the stories you hear about the twins is like
just chaotic.
Yeah, so she didn't know what to think.
She was fearful but admirable at the same time. And then he's offering, look, I'm gonna pay you for your time. And okay, and no, see, don't do that.
And another thing about that specific scene between the two twins, because it's not like because a lot of people are trying to say like good and bad.
Nah, I'm not saying
they both were crazy as hell. Because he shot the dude in the ass for no reason. Like, he shot the dude because he was stealing. Well, he shot him for stealing, yeah. Then he shot the other dude just to make it even. Like,
just so you gonna say.
So you can't say you almost
stole.
Yeah.
I was wrong. It's just like, you could have just let this dude go.
Gotta even out. Both of y'all gotta get shot. Yeah. But that shows you how off the wall he is as well.
To say
he's just as thrown off as Stacks is.
People want to say Stack was the more crazy one. Like, he just shot this dude dead in the kneecap, and you could have just let him go. I mean, you just shot my partner. I ain't gonna do nothing.
Smoke was probably more logical, maybe, if that's the word you want to use. He probably like just think a little bit more clear.
Let's go back a second. Because after they bought the property, Smoke wanted to wait a little bit. He wanted, let's not rush anything. Let's just wait and get everything right.
Yeah.
Stack, we got to get this done tonight.
It shows you
today.
One is more of a thinker, a critical thinker, and the other one is like let's do it right now.
Now, one's more impulsive, one's more laid back. That's the difference. There ain't no good or evil. One is not greater or lesser.
One of them is like, let's kill him tonight. The other one is like, let's kill him tomorrow.
Yeah,
they both trying to kill somebody.
Let's work out a plan. Yeah. One wants to plan it out. One, no, click, let's go right now.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between the two of them. And we don't care about this, but the internet girls have been saying Stack was the final twin, and I gotta agree on that one.
They look anyway.
Don't question it. It's just how it is.
Same person.
Don't question it. It's just how it is. Y'all know it's the grill. Maybe that's making a difference.
They both had grills, didn't they? Or maybe just Stack?
No, it was just Stack. So you can't even really say it. It was Stack.
Okay.
But that's just the thing.
I like how everybody had like gold teeth too. I really like that.
I should have looked that up more and stuff. Like, when did gold teeth and stuff first? It's always been. I think you can look back more in the 1800s.
But yeah, and it was.
When did it become more for the black culture? When y'all know good, when you can look up your triple great grandfather, this old white man in California had a few gold teeth, and it was very normal.
For sure.
And it became black and ghetto.
That was a thing of like. Because the Delta Slim was he said he had his big shot. So that's probably when he got it. Was like people who had like a rise and a fall had their gold teeth. So Delta Slim had it. Stacks was still on his rise. He wasn't falling at all. He had his gold teeth, and there was a few other people I can't think of that had a few gold teeth. I just like that little touch. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice touch. And speaking of that, he had. That time for it to be the 1930s, everybody's wardrobe was on point. Nobody looked stupid.
Ryan did his thing with that wardrobe.
Everybody looked like how they was supposed. It made you feel like you was in the 1930s.
And spoiler alert, when that mid-credit ending, that was 90s to the fullest.
Yeah.
That was, go look at some old pictures of somebody from
And
back in the day. They did that perfectly.
and Stacks was still like the man in the
Yeah.
1990s. Like he didn't fall off. He wasn't looking. He still looked like Stacks, but just the 1990s version of him, and
Unrelated,
that was cool.
but related. Like Vampires. Wow, Vampires always rich. You been alive since 1453. If you still broke it, go step into the
Man,
sun. So just
something
there
you
ain't no way
right.
that you know what you were doing, and all you can do is watch the time go. So y'all know exactly what to do and what not to do.
Right.
You move at night, no questions asked. Y'all can
Man.
still work in the daytime. So they definitely found the ways to be successful
Staying
for
underground
60
and
years.
whatnot, whatever they got to do.
Whatever they have to do. But Delta, I saw that. I didn't watch the whole thing, but was he your favorite character? Because Delroy Lindo,
No,
I think he did it for me. Watching it a second time, did he still stand out?
No, he definitely should win like best supporting actor, hands down, without a question. He should win best supporting actor for that movie. But my favorite character in the whole movie was Smoke, because Smoke was just calm. He was a somewhat of a loose cannon, but he was still like, let me think about it. He was still
logical, though.
Yeah. So Smoke was probably my favorite character out of the whole movie.
So let's go back to after he shoots the guys and stuff. Okay, like so anyway, what you needed back? Yeah, I need all that. All right. Hey, this is Bo and Grace, an Asian couple. That's not talked about enough either. But the Asian couple, he just tells the daughter, "Hey, go get your mom." Okay, she sees all that and just, oh my God, and just walks right in. Hey, okay? This makes sense now. What he doing here?
Right.
And this is definitely an internet debate. When you see how Smooth and him, they hug each other when they see each other. She come in, she sees it, she's annoyed, like, y'all better burn trouble in here. What you want? I need a banner made. And you didn't have to talk about negotiation with her. She made it very clear. This is how much you finna pay me. Well, how about this? How about this? And it's that's how that already went.
And it shows you from the little girl learned the lesson about negotiating prices, and the older woman already knew
like
this is how it's gonna go down.
And the people want to sit here and argue a black versus white thing, because Bo, here he was on the black side of the town, and Grace was across the street on the white side. See, did you notice that the second time? I didn't notice it.
Well, the second time watching it, I had already seen clips and all this stuff, so I seen like it was based on like an actual couple from like along like the 30s or something like that, and they had to do that to make money on both sides of the field. So they had to because get a black market
that's
and a white
definition
market.
of right in the middle. You don't fit in with the blacks. You damn sure don't fit in with the whites. But the black community is going to allow you to build in their property, and they're not going to make a big deal about it. Versus the white man is going to overcharge you and still treat you like shit at the same time, knowing that they need you. Right. So you understand they have to play both sides.
But I didn't, and once I saw it that second time, I paid closer attention to that scene, how she went from the black side to the white side, and it was I just didn't notice it because they pointed it out. But what I did like is how they were Asian, but they had their like southern drawl. Man,
we went to high school with a lot of Cambodians, to be exact. So some of them were very traditional. With they talked about what they did at home, but once they got to school, it was a whole you really can't imagine that's what y'all be doing when y'all at home. Right. Once that southern drawl came out of them, it was just right. Yeah, that. So they pointed that out, but it was done correctly for that time period and stuff. And somebody posted a little clip of how the Asian community was in the South, and it's a little old Asian lady talking, but that voice was so deep and so country. And it's just like, that you had not seen her face, you would think this is probably just a regular old little Southern black lady. And then okay, that just threw you off. Right. And some of the girls I went to high school with, hood as hell.
But they did it. They did a good job with that. They was spot on. They was pretty spot on with all the the time period stuff. The clothes, that was pretty spot on with pretty much all of that. Everything, all of that stuff was spot on. And then so after that part, that was when they showed them picking up Delta Slim at the little train station.
He meets Pearline.
When they introduced Pearline's character.
I thought they looked about the same age. Maybe she's a little bit older, but I
think she was a little bit older than Sammy.
Yeah, people were kind of arguing about that too because she said she was married. Okay, well, it's the 1930s. So,
and I was thinking,
an 18-year-old being married to a 40-year-old is gross, but
and I was I was thinking 1930. Trying to give her the benefit of the doubt because it was a little weird. It was a little weird, but I'm thinking 1930s. It's probably the Color Purple type situation.
I seen that
he
pointed
probably
out
beat the hell out of
too.
her. Like it ain't no telling what's going on in the 1930s. So
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it's just to put my mind at ease. So I'm not
like, cause we're sitting here
doing too
thinking
much
like
with the thoughts of it.
she's young, but ain't no way she's married to somebody her age. Cause why he would have been there. Like we
Right.
can sit here and say Bo and Grace, well, they were married and they were working for them too. But at the end of the day, though, they were both there.
And they was around the same age. They were, yeah. She wasn't forcibly married to somebody 20 years older than her. So.
And then we meet Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld.
They introduce her character.
I had to look her up for real. She does indeed have a maternal grandparent who is half black, one of those two. So she is like a little bit
like a third or something.
Yeah, a little third, fourth generation, something like that. But she does have black. She does have black in her blood, and it's kind of that. A lot of people arguing on the internet saying that one drop rule. Just let them find out that like, oh, your great granddaddy was a black man, your great grandmama was a black woman, which is fucked up to think, because if the great great grandma in the 1930s was a black woman, let's be real, that was not no, that was not by choice.
And he wasn't sneaking into the cotton field or nothing.
Yeah. But that's what that is, though. But she was, if people argue she's a white woman, she was, end of the day, she was white passing. And he told her to go to Arkansas, marry this white man, give birth to his children. Them kids would come out basically 80% white at that point. Y'all wouldn't even know that black was in there. At that point, it's completely bred out by our generation. Marry that time to this generation, the black gene is completely bled out. Y'all can claim black. Not that much. Not 10 generations ago. You're not black no more. That's gone.
But even then, 10 generations from now, they still gonna be like, my great grandmama.
They gonna still try to argue that one. So that's kind of like the big fuss when it came to her. But 1930s though, that's all they needed. Your granddaddy was black, you black. We don't want nothing to do with you. But she was white passing. So go make life easier for yourself. Go make a happier, better, whatever for yourself. She didn't want that. She wanted him.
Yeah.
And that in turn ended up being the movie's downfall. We're going to get to that in a second. But let's go back to Smoke and Annie.
Mm-hmm.
People definitely praising Michael B for that. He had two different, basically, colorism, racism, all that stuff. You got the white girl, the black girl, the light-skinned girl, and the dark-skinned girl, the skinny girl, and the thicker girl. And Michael B. Jordan, he played the love interest for both of them at the same time.
Right, at the same time, yeah.
And I kind of want to ask you, which girl would you pick out of the two of them?
I'm Smoke. I would definitely be Smoke's character through and through. But I
try to be curious on it.
I like the relationship between Smoke and Annie.
Yeah.
I like how he pops up. I like the whole, I like how I love a movie that says stuff without saying it.
That was awkward, by the way, for us watching that together.
Yeah, it was weird. There was a few weird scenes watching it with everybody. But I love how movies naturally explain stuff without that corny, forced dialogue. So he pulls up, he goes to the grave site, and you see the little baby handprint. You don't really know, but you kind of guessing. And then he'll say it, like, why didn't that magic work for our baby? And then you start putting stuff together.
Right, you just okay, who is she to him, and then our baby. Oh, okay. And
right.
Just like
I love that natural letting you know what happened kind of thing. And they did a good job with that too.
They were.
Nothing sounded forced or cringy. Everything was like
it flowed like it needed to.
That was good.
And I love how he released a bunch of pictures of him and her recreating some old pictures from like the 1930s, 1900s. It's like you compare it to like an old picture from them and them how they did. I'm like, they were pretty damn spot on. They did that perfectly. Just the cast for this movie, they did it right.
Perfect cast. It's one of those few movies that has the perfect cast from top. Everybody did exactly what they were supposed to do, from Cornbread to even like the damn extras in the band singing, and so everybody did perfect.
Okay, so you got,
in my opinion,
they did. No, we're not denying that at all. So that's how it happens. But he need Annie there to cook. She's there. They cook. Something else. I thought it was Confederate money. I didn't know what that was. That was actually like slave money that those kids paid her with.
I thought it was like damn food stamps.
It was something. Give my money, man. Like this ain't even real. It's just, man, give it here. somebody else pointed that out online. So I'm glad Threads. That's all my Threads been talking about for the past week.
Yeah.
Is that for the past 10 days? That's all everybody's been talking about. So if you watching this, spoilers because y'all had 10 days, so it's over with now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you
okay,
done got on Facebook or Instagram, everybody done told you the
yeah,
whole movie anyway.
it's
You done
out.
seen the whole movie clip by clip.
This the next day, the next morning. Somebody said, "Tell me the movie without giving it away." Somebody just said, "Well, at the end," I'm like, "That was petty. That was petty as hell. That was just me."
I hate when people do that. I'm a big movie dude.
Right.
Don't mess up the movie for me.
Oh, I just get offline. If I know something's happening, I just stay off. I gotta stay off the internet for the day. People are gonna talk about it and they're not gonna care because, well, you made the choice to click on this link. And
Right.
That's on you.
Yeah. I feel that.
Okay, so we get to the juke joint. It's live. It's lit. Okay.
No, before the juke joint,
what?
they gotta go get Smoke, Sammy, and Delta Slim gotta go get cornbread.
You want to talk about that part?
Well, it's just the part they gotta do. They just introduce his character and they need him for security. That's really it. That's you don't see Cornbread being like a pivotal character, but he ends up being one.
He does.
He did a good job too.
He did. Yeah. We just know him as the big dude from 8 Mile.
And all the other movies.
No, he did. He was on like the last 3 seasons of CSI Miami.
Okay, sure
I loved him in that.
Yeah.
He's like he was definitely the comic relief. He did his drama and stuff. He's a very versatile actor. And that was first name is Omar. I keep forgetting his last name. So, but just like no, we love you though. Respect to you and you did your thing with Cornbread. But now we get to the juke joint. Everything's there. They got the Irish beer. They got the Italian wine. And they just doing everything there. It's cool. Oh, we're skipping something. Before that, we're skipping a very important part. I didn't mean to skip that. So all that's fun and happened, and then it just drops. We just see somebody burning. What the hell is happening? And the theories on that is maybe he just turned into a bat and he turned back into a human.
Yeah.
Or, you gotta remember that devil was once an angel. Maybe he's fallen from grace. Yes. So I didn't see that. But either way, vampires and the sun, they don't mix. The only one who's ever a daywalker was Blade. And this ain't Blade. And so the sun is killing him right now.
That's what they would have been scared of. Yes. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, he walking there. It's over with. But
I will say about the theories of
see that a second time. What are you seeing different?
That I don't even the first time after seeing that fallen angel comment and any of those comments, I don't think none of that applies because the Indians was chasing him. So he didn't fall off the damn sky and then they just popped. You know what I mean? They just start chasing him.
They were chasing him.
They were chasing him the whole time. So he was probably running through that cornfield. Hiding up, like, you know what I mean?
Trying his best to hide in the shade and the shadows, but it's the sun, it's the south, it's what, baby, when the clouds ain't in the sky and that sun is out. It's like, we know what he was feeling like. We've been there before.
So I think that was what was going on. I think he was running through the cornfield, maybe.
Life, yeah.
And he was trying to stay at the sun as best as he could, but he had to jump out of the cornfield and run to the house.
Yeah.
And that's when he knocked on the door. And the Indians pop up right behind them.
June and Bert, and they open up the door, guns are blazing because, okay, we're seeing some disfigured person in our front door. Who is you and what you want?
Right.
And like, how you know you ain't some fair-skinned nigga? That's what they say. Like, no, please. And all he did is peek around that corner, and he sees that Klan hood and that coat. Again, shocker. Oh my God, the Klan.
Right. He knew
and the juke joint is like right around the corner, because it really did just skip from that to this. Like, yep.
What's
shocker.
Crazy is that's the crazy one. He saw that and he was like,
he knew
I'm in good hands. I'm safe. They gonna let me in because there was some Indian people coming. So they gonna believe
he was getting chased by Indians, and he's seen them racist white folks. Oh, I'm safe. I can say what I need to say right now.
That's a little crazy. That's a little crazy to think about.
Okay, here's what I seen on Threads right now. Somebody said, I haven't seen anyone discuss why Remick from Sinners didn't use his native Irish accent when he was first introduced. Instead, he spoke like a typical white person for that time period. And the comments, 921 comments, and here was my comment. I said, my son's father is of Irish descent, and he said that his family's original name might have been O'Dowd, but they dropped the O to blend in with these regular white folks because the Irish were discriminated against. Yeah. They were slaves as well. They were beaten. They were passed for job second. They heard that Lucky Charms voice.
But
They didn't want shit to do with you. So you gotta learn how to fake that Southern
but
drawl.
that's what I was gonna say. He's in the South. Like he's been around for forever. Because at the end when he was talking to him in the lake or whatever, he was telling him how like they've been using that prayer on me forever and shit don't work.
Yeah.
So he's been around for, we can just guess and say a couple hundred years.
Yeah.
So he doesn't learn. He has to adapt and where he's at to get what he's trying to get. That's why when they got to the juke joint, he was like, we hungry as dogs. He didn't mean, he meant all the people inside. He don't mean no food, no catfish. And he's talking about everybody that's in there. Like, he got to learn how to talk the talk, pretty much. So he had to talk like a Southerner. He had to fit in. And because of the Irish thing as well, what you said.
Yeah, like.
So both situations.
Yeah, like. He couldn't be an Irishman, not in 1932.
Not in 1932 in Mississippi.
1992, by all means, you can be that happy Irishman. Come here, go to Boston on St. Patrick's Day. He finna tear up everybody, just like nothing to say. But at that time, nah, I'm a good old Southern man being hurt. Please help me.
Man, you're right, and that's why they let him. That's another reason they let him
in.
And I will say this, just a quick sidebar. My favorite villain in the whole movie, and she's very subtle. She's not in the way too much, but June. And it's only because when they were singing all the creepy songs, she just sounded very like hippie-ish, you know what I mean? Like it sounded very like this something you would hear from her character, and I really like it. It just fit. Everything fit perfect for June. I like that. That was nice.
I noticed it, but it didn't really hit me. I told Tasha about it. She said she noticed it, but it really didn't dawn on her either. Now you're watching it for a second time. When the Indians came, knocked on the door, damn, there's somebody in here. There ain't nobody in here got that gun in his face. He sees the thing like, this dumb redneck ain't finna listen to me, and then his partner. Hey, it's time to go. They see that son go. People really fighting on that. We need a backstory. We need a prequel. I personally don't give a shit. It is not that important. I don't think it's needed, and I don't mean I don't give a shit in that way. Just it's important, but not to this story.
I think the reason it's not important is because the Indians was like that warning sign. That's all it was. The Indians popped up as like, you might not want to do that.
Yeah.
And they was like, whatever, old man. And it was like, okay.
That's above me now.
That was it. That's what their purpose was. They don't need no full story. I wouldn't mind it. I'll watch it. I would love to watch it. But
we gotta be the director. I don't want nobody else.
If Ryan doing it, yeah. But I don't think it would be a good movie, but it would be an unnecessary movie.
It would be.
I would still watch it though.
I'd watch it, and then you see Remick's character, and then you just see him fall and go to that. You go to the cabin, and then okay, that's the end of the movie because we know this is what's going to start centers. But
that'll be nice. That'll be a good way.
That's the only way it can be done to tie it in there properly. Right. But other than that, it don't need to be done. But a quick side note, though. Now, originally the colonizers tried to make the Indians. They tried to make them the slaves. They tried to make the Native Americans the slaves. Thing is, this is their country. This is their land. Y'all tried to snatch them up. They said nope, and they went and hid. Mm-hmm. They know how to go up those mountains. The white men didn't.
Right.
They know how to get into those caves inside those mountains.
Right.
Y'all didn't.
Right.
Like, where'd they disappear to? Y'all don't know. Y'all didn't
know. How to work the land.
They literally hid all this time, and y'all never found them. So when that sun went down, hey, it's time to go. They not finna find us.
Right.
They not. So we finna do what we do best, and that's to hide. Hence why they don't need to be mentioned or seen again. They left.
They got out the way.
It's above me now.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to be a nice touch, they could have came and saved the day at the end. But I think everything played out exactly how it was supposed to.
What is there to really do? If anything, they probably did go back to that house.
And we don't know they probably did. And we don't know
what happened, but
that's
about it.
I'm not a history buff, so I don't know the relationship between Indians and black people in the 1930s. I don't know how that worked. So that's probably another reason.
Curious to know though.
That's probably why it didn't pop up.
So
like it's a million things I just don't know the history of the two cultures. So I don't know. Maybe that's why they didn't pop back up at the end to save the black people.
I mean, if they did, it was an off-camera, off-script type thing. They came to that house afterwards and like, yep, they're dead. Oh well, we tried.
Yeah.
Well, burn this house down so they can't come back here and
right.
Let's move on. But like, so after she shut the door. Bert, they're gone. Bert, and did you realize that she went into a nursery?
Yeah.
Remick is sitting in a damn rocking chair,
Mm-hmm.
and Bert is laying on the ground dead in front of a baby crib. Somebody pointed that out on Threads, and that's when, man, I didn't notice any of that. None of that registered to me until I seen a random person point that out.
Once I saw it the second time, I realized the nursery. I didn't realize it the first time.
So you like, right, somebody pointed it out and you see it. Then somebody said, I'm trying to be the benefit of the doubt. They left the baby in there alone. Baby, no, that baby did.
Yeah.
That
If
baby
there
died.
was a baby,
If
it's
there
dead.
was a baby,
Or maybe they was planning on having one. Like, who knows?
maybe
But
she was pregnant. So I started thinking that too. Maybe she was pregnant. But either way,
Yeah.
if there was a living baby in there, oh no, that vampire fuel was
Yeah.
perfect. That was fresh meat right there.
right.
That's why he healed so quickly. That's why his strength was just 100%.
Right.
Because that baby was everything that he needed. That was a damn Red Bull, a 5-hour energy, natural gin, whatever you need to get your energy. That baby
That
was
was
it
it.
for him and healed him up. And so her screaming, honestly, it hit me different. Now it kind of hurts to hear her scream like that.
Yeah.
Like her husband turn around, hey baby, and just him and where's my child is just, yeah, that hits you a whole lot different now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was sad to really see. Like, all I had to do was listen. Maybe
Right.
it could have been saved.
Right.
Now let's go to the juke joint though. But parties popping, it's live. I picked a really bad time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I picked a bad time to go to the bathroom. So when I see it again, I'm excited about that because that's going to be my first time seeing that.
And man, I'm
Describe it. I need you to
bruh,
describe
I'm
it properly
telling
to me.
y'all have to see it in IMAX. And that's the only thing that I'm so sad about when it leaves theaters is you will never be able to experience it in IMAX until they like have an anniversary and bring it back.
Maybe.
But man, it was so the scene that's when I was saying like it hit the certain scenes hit a little harder than seeing it in standard. That scene specifically hit super hard, and when Sammy playing the guitar.
My dumb ass got up right when he started saying, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh, he just saying, I ain't gonna miss nothing. Let me go, because I didn't want to miss nothing else.
And then the electric guitar, the George Clinton dude pop up, and he playing the guitar. It's electric, but the whole entire scene. Then they go to the kitchen. The girls in the kitchen twerking. Then they go to the back. And some hood niggas in the back shooting. Like it was a whole like the evolution of like blues and what it turned into, and then it turned into like
evolution
a
of
culture.
How black people like to party.
How black people turn blues music into like a culture thing.
Now somebody leaked it on Threads. It's deleted now, so I saw them first little 30 seconds. Sammy sang, and then I seen that electric guitar. Like, okay, and I seen the girls twerking in the kitchen, and it ends right there. So you're telling me about they were playing cards in the back. So you went from cards to dice, and
then it was like,
man.
And then they even did a little shout out for the Asian couple. They had like a little Asian, I don't know what to call it, man. Geisha. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Geishas are not necessarily drummers.
Yeah, I know.
But I get what you were saying.
But yeah, it was some kind of Asian dancer with the makeup on. That was dope to give them their shout out. And
they were there too. They deserved that shout out.
Right. So. And maybe blues contributed to their music as well. Like it was just showing you the evolution of blues and what it has become.
And I came right back in at that time, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's all this? And obviously next night I was with Nate. He's like, just the evolution, and it's just all I saw was them last 30 seconds. So I saw the building burning.
Right.
I see the Asian dancers, the African dancers, the break dancers, all of that. And I said, okay, I know it's the last 30 seconds, but I'm feeling all of this right now. I felt all of that.
Yeah. So,
but seeing it from beginning to end, I get to see that for the first time.
And that was just the metaphor of like he's burning the place. You know what I mean? Like he's on fire. I don't whatever the expression is.
Like this boy is on fire. The crowd is going wild. Yeah. And
he burnt the roof off. They tore the roof. Whatever the expression is. I can't even think of it right
now. The roof is on fire. Let that burn.
Yeah, that's the expression. It was just that expression visualized, and I like that a lot. That was super dope.
And that's when we see Remick.
And that's when Remick popped back up
with the couple, and they are full vampires at this point too. The camera zooms in on him again. I came back at this part at least, so I can say this part.
And actually, as I'm thinking about it, sitting here thinking about it right now. Maybe all of that, the roof, like the building burning down, all the ancestors popping up. Maybe that's what Remick was seeing. He was like, I gotta get this kid so he can do that for me. I think that's what that was. I think that's what was going on. Watching it that second time,
Yeah,
and then
us
hearing,
as the audience, as people, we're seeing that, but this vampire, no,
maybe he
he's
was also
seeing
seeing
that.
it. And he was
The
like,
way his eyes lit up with
yeah,
that red,
because that's what he was saying. Like, I need Sammy to play his music for me. I need, like, he was like, I just need the kid. So maybe that's what he was seeing.
He's
Standing
seeing
outside.
what this kid can do and bring, and me and they like, I was never gonna sit right here sitting. That's how he was. So I kind of went to him. I'm like, if you know this, that's what this movie is definitely based off of. I think I even said that on Threads a couple of times. Then some people, have y'all ever heard about that blues singer who sold his soul to the devil? So I am 100% positive that's who this is inspired
Robert Johnson.
by.
Yeah.
Y'all can say Dust Till Dawn, whatever. Like, no,
but no, that's
him is
Sammy,
the main thing.
Sammy's character was based off Robert Johnson for sure.
Maybe the brothers were based off of them, okay, but Sammy, yes, he was.
And then
that was him.
And then I don't know if you saw this on the internet. Then the old man that plays Sammy at the end.
He's a real blues.
That's a real blues singer. Do you know who Daddy that is?
Who?
That's who is it? I don't want to say the wrong name. I think it's Shauna from DTP.
Let me look this up.
I think that's her daddy. It's some female rapper.
We jumping ahead, but his real name is Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy's daughter or something like that. I think it's Shauna from.
Let's. Yep, it is. Boy remix.
Lover Boy and what's the fantasy song? The Ludacris. What's your fantasy?
Yeah, no, just fantasy. Yeah, that's okay. So
that's just a good connection.
Legendary right there. Yeah, she got legendary in her blood right there. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Yeah, we jumped ahead. Quick sidebar, but no, I like how you saying how he must have started. That makes sense because the way the fire is going in his face, but we know there ain't no fire. That's just
It's just
a metaphor to the roof is on fire because. Man, he really doing good.
Tearing it up, yeah.
Okay, so they're all back now. They go to the door, and we just want to sing. That somebody posted that on Thursday. We just want a little drink. We're hungry as dogs. Woof woof.
Yeah.
All that was
creepy. It was all very eerie.
And the sound. That's what you whispered to me. Yeah, you whispered that to me too, because
people are Robbie clean. That's about eating somebody. It's talking about eating a human.
Maybe that baby was robbing, so I'm finna just go with that. Know what that?
Maybe
it definitely was a baby in that crib. That motherfucker ate it, and they were singing about eating it. And they talking about it wasn't enough meat. Oh yeah, no. Just looking at it, no, yeah, that was a baby, and they definitely ate it, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, and yeah, that whole little introduction to them, you can just they were talking vampire talk, but they dressed it up as like. We just hungry. We just
some simple little folk singers, and we hear y'all, and we just wanna. And we didn't mention this. We skipped it. So before the twins came and got Sammy, his daddy said, "You keep dancing with the devil, he's gonna come knocking to your door." And that's literally
he
what
gonna follow you home.
He's gonna follow you home.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
The quote you said was from Four Brothers. That's what I'll tell you. That's what Terrence Howard said to the Four Brothers. You keep knocking on the devil's door, eventually somebody gonna answer.
No,
that's what Terrence Howard said to Four Brothers. Okay, it don't matter anyway. But that's what it
okay,
but Sammy's dad said you keep knocking on the devil's door, one day he gonna follow you home.
And he did that. He sang in that devil's music, and the devil showed up in full delight, ready to take him. But we're good. We're good. Why she get to come here pointing out Mary? Oh, what up? She family. Y'all can go.
Right.
Like, just don't worry about her.
Yeah.
And this was the downfall. Like I said, her at that train station, she's angry. She's mad because, he left her high and dry, snuck out on her like I'm just some other random girl.
Yeah.
And just left me high and dry. Like, Stack was definitely the more hood out of the two, if you gonna say it like that.
Yeah.
I'm a no good gangster hood nigga. You can go do better.
Right.
Go be better. I'm not gonna get you better. Yeah, I love you, but this white man can get you the life that you need. Because as of right now in this time period, security and safety is all you need. Because some people bring her to an imitation of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Your mother a nigger, and just that was it after that. Once the truth was found out, he beats her and leaves her in the alley.
Yeah.
And that's like the same thing. Nobody needs to know who you are or where you come from. You are a white woman, and just accept that.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I personally don't care. I know you ain't feeling that to happen to me. See the difference there?
Right.
And she even says that too. And that was the downfall. Her trying to prove her loyalty, her companionship to them and all that stuff. I think I said it's like a white savior complex because it low key is. Would you say that it's like a savior complex?
Hey, I would, yeah, but that was
because before them people came in there, Stack and Smoke started talking like, man, we ain't making no money,
right
because they were like paying with that slave money, with them little
free
corn coins and shit.
Yeah,
just they weren't paying with real money. They were gonna pay Delta with real money. They were gonna pay Cornberry with real money. They could not pay them. They had to pay them for real. So basically, whatever real cash they got had to go to their employees.
Right.
Now, how we gonna make this survive another night? We not. Here's why Smoke said we really should have just fucking waited.
Right.
A week could have went by. People could have got real money. Happy customers or happy regulars, and so they were already struggling.
But
she picked up on that.
Right.
And she said, let me go talk to them, see if they legit or not.
And
they not going to, that was her white privilege right there.
Yeah. And my thing is, because I caught that the first time watching it, I'm like, okay, I'm watching it, but I didn't really catch why she went back out there. So the second time I actually listened to the conversation they had.
No, not on that part. This beat talking about from the first time I said it. I noticed all that
I'm
shit.
It was because they was going back and forth between Stacks, Smoking Annie and Stacks and Mary. So it was kind of a little confusing what conversation was had with who.
Yeah.
Because it's both Michael B. Jordan. But watching it that second time and seeing her, I'm gonna go out there and talk to him. I'm thinking, why though? Because what do those three people have to offer?
What did they have to offer?
They had some gold coins, but they didn't know that.
They didn't know that at first. They didn't know that at first, and then when she gave them to you, thought those were pure gold. So
and them probably from
some people say like the Roman eras or something.
Yeah, so
that's really telling you how old Remick really was to have pure gold coins like that. Even in today's world, oh man, that value for those are actually 10 times higher than what they were then.
Right.
So if somebody offered me that, I'm gonna want to keep it too. But once I started getting, her words, well, you taught me how to fight. I can beat every bitch in here. Like somebody should have jumped up and said, "Who can you beat? Like who?"
Right.
Just that's what everybody was really kind of focused on.
Yeah, that was. I thought that comment was like, yeah.
Girl, sit your ass down in real life in modern times.
Right.
Bitch, who?
Anybody?
Every bitch in here. Bitch, who? Me? Now who she talking to? Man, she drunk. We ignore her and. Y'all would have to break them up because of that before a fight even happened.
Some women in that cornbread size. You ain't finna beat up everybody.
Everybody? Who the hell is everybody? But she walked in there with that confidence. He gave her to turn around and do the gun. Like, girl, all you gotta do is reach your hand. I'm doing all this extra shit for.
Yeah.
But whatever. She take the gun. She go out there. She shouldn't have done that. And Cornbread ain't really paying attention. I think people want to get mad at Cornbread. Like, he invited her. She snuck out. Yeah. She was by the door. He was by the door. He knew we weren't supposed to go out and fuck with these people no more. If they come back to this door, I'm allowed to throw hands with these people and get them out of here. That's what that was. I'm finna call them back over here to back me up. Point blank. And that's all this finna be. You know, so y'all can't get mad at Cornbread for letting her out because he didn't let her out. She snuck out.
Right.
Nobody was supposed to go back outside. Now, keep them people the fuck away from here because look how much money we lose, and don't let them weirdos in. Cause
that weird ass pickpocket robbery. Right. I don't want them in here.
No, we'll make our money back up next week. Until then, just keep them out. But she sneaks out, goes to them, and what did he say again? Just it don't really matter. Just take your dumb ass back inside. Is all I was thinking watching that.
Yeah. And then you get the drooling and shit.
Yep. She pulled that gun out. You should have just shot his ass. And you should have just shot his ass. Should have started screaming for help.
Either one of the twins, they would have shot him.
Oh, people are arguing about this and stuff. So they are like, Well, Stack to sit here and say he loved her like that. You should have been watching her out that door. You should have been looking out the window watching her or something. And somebody else pointed out, Smoke said the Stack don't know how to watch his own back though.
Yeah, he did
Hence
say
why
that.
he wanted Sammy go with Stack.
Right.
Now let him help you. No, he going with you
Right.
because you just dumb. So no,
Yeah.
he going with you.
Right.
And now you see why he said that. So I'm not even gonna sit here and
And
blame
that's
Stack
another
for that situation.
and that's another thing that shows you the bond between the two brothers. They watch Smoke watches. You can tell clearly. You can tell Smoke is the older twin.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 2 minutes, you can just tell which one is the older
Who's the
one.
older one? Yeah.
Even though they're the same person.
But twins are like that.
Yeah.
She's a minute older, by the way. So like, yeah.
So they so Stacks cannot watch his own back, which is why he didn't watch her. And then after the whole ordeal, and she comes back inside, I'm sitting there like, where's the bite mark? Like where?
That was different.
Where is it?
That's so different because the only one you see give.
But
I don't want to jump ahead
Remick
right
is
now.
smart though. He knew to hide the bite mark. He knew not to put it on her damn neck. She got a dress on. So that's just
you
showing
see
how
the people
smart he
on the
is.
ground dead. So that's a bite mark on this neck. I mean, who cares? I'm
At
just.
that
I
point,
just need. First of all, I just need to get my energy back. So I'm finna eat this baby. I'm finna bite you because I need me a little minion. And I'll let you do the honors of your wife. Actually, I still need a little bit of energy. Let me get her too.
Yeah.
And that's it. And honestly, don't even really see the bite marks on them either. Can you really
yeah.
say we saw
Well,
them?
no, I didn't.
Can't say that either. But I mean, even if you can or can't, it don't matter.
But
But
to
her,
them, it didn't matter.
She got that shawl on tight too. That number one, you knew she was the first time when his ass flew.
Yeah,
she did.
She got
the second she tried to run and he flew, done. They over with. But she come back in there just a completely different light on her feet person. Right. Ain't she gonna let me in? No, don't let her in. But you're not thinking twice. She's like Annie said, she's family.
Yeah.
We don't think twice about her. Even Cornbread even gave her condolences because her mama had just died. So he made sure. I'm sorry about your mama.
But Cornbread, and this is the first encounter. Well, not the first encounter with the vampires. This is the first finesse, I guess if you want to use that word, to like let me in, because and this is why, just to jump ahead just a tad bit, when they were like, if y'all don't let us in, we're just gonna go into the town and kill everybody.
Yeah.
It would have worked because all it would have took for one person to be like, all right, come on in. And then they would have, that, you know what I mean? Yeah. That person would have went next door. You trust your neighbor. And it would have spiraled into, that's why it would have worked. If they would have went into the town, it would have worked. They would have killed everybody in town.
Everybody in the whole town.
Because it only takes one person to say, come on in. I'm going to change you. You're going to go to Bob's house. You're going to change. And then it's going to be a chain reaction.
Yeah, we need some sugar. I'm making some pies. Go next door and get some.
And that's how it would have worked.
Bring me some pie when you come back.
And that was a display of how it would have worked when Mary asked Cornbread, like, ain't you going to let me in? He was like, oh, yeah. Come on, Mary.
Right. I'm not second guessing it. It's not even him. It's just the simple fact that he didn't even see her leave. Like, when did you leave?
Yeah.
Well, girl, come on back in. And that's just invited her right back in.
That's why they go into town shit would have worked. And everybody in town. That's why they would have killed the little girl. They would have got to the little girl.
I don't know. Whether
the invite or not, they would have got to everybody in the town. So that's why they couldn't let them leave the town. Or leave and go to town, I mean.
But that's not the thing is, though. Remick wanted Sammy. People want to argue why didn't they just do that? Because Remick wanted Sammy.
Right. Sammy was the prize.
He needed Sammy.
Yeah.
How Sammy lured him. Think of what all the things that Sammy can do for him. So he needed Sammy.
Yeah.
That was a given. So that's probably why they didn't just do it. Because they wanted to leave. Everything you just said makes mad sense. They wanted to just leave. They could have left. We still jumping ahead. Let's go back real quick. So Mary comes in. She finds Stack. She lures him in. I turned my damn head at that point. When in the back room, she got that shawl on, and when she takes it off, there's the bite mark.
Right.
Okay, that's different. She starts drooling. Baby, you drooling, and I turned my head.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was nasty.
We're listening and we're judging. That was no.
But yeah, so that was weird.
But I still say Delta Slim was hilarious though. Hey, where's Stack? Go fast. The Smoke talking to Sammy. Hey, go fast, Stack. Hey, where's Stack? Oh, wait, yeah.
He in there. Going in there.
And they walk in that door and nope, shut that door so quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he busy? Yeah.
But when first time watching it, I figured that he was just drunk and he didn't know. But the second time, you see he's laughing, like
Yeah.
where you knew he
You
was
know,
in there.
no, I knew exactly. No, he in there. He knew exactly what was going.
He
He
knew
thought
what
it
was
was
going.
sneaking to that room.
Right.
He knew what was going on.
Right.
So it's just-
And because we kind of skipped that over, we skipped over that just a tad bit. The reason Delta Slim said that to Sammy because he was watching the door for Cornbread because Cornbread went to go pee. That's what happened around that time.
Yeah.
So the Stacks
Cornbread.
and Mary snuck into the room.
Yeah, Stacks.
Cornbread
Hey,
went to
watch
go
the door
pee.
for me. I gotta go use the outhouse. And people are, why is there no outhouse in the? That's an old mill, number one.
Oh,
It's a fucking mill.
Oh, no, right on the side of the building.
Right, it's a mill, so there ain't no outhouse inside of there. But yeah, for him to walk 80 feet away, bro, that was dumb. You should just went behind somebody's car and
right behind the building. He was right on the corner of the building. All he did was go around the corner.
Yeah, nobody wouldn't have seen you. That part went on like a tad bit too long, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Delta by the door. He laughed. He like, you thought he was drunk? I knew he was drunk, but he was well aware. Yeah, walking to that door. That was just me. But
that's when they get cornbread.
Yeah, they get cornbread out there. Sammy goes back in there, smoke. What's that at? I ain't going to go get him. Man, hey, get decent. And that's all he thinking, like, man, get decent. And what the fuck? That right there was so real.
That's when it takes a turn. That's when
everything just went.
I mean, it took a turn when Mary got, but it
didn't really show nothing.
Yeah, it didn't hit the fan. It didn't really hit the fan until they saw Stacks on the ground.
Even when they got the couple, all you saw was him on the ground. You didn't see him actually attacking nobody, but you saw her full on, just devouring him, and it's. Us knowing Mary since childhood, her mama helping raise us didn't mean shit. He pulled out both guns and just started blasting her. And she just stood there taking them. And you don't know what's more scary, the fact that she was just eating him or the fact that I literally just emptied 2 guns in her. She's still standing here. Like, so much was happening in 10 seconds you could not wrap your mind around it.
Right. And then I will say this because I said this, I've been trying to say it for a while. It seems like when Smoke went to Stacks and he kind of like started holding them. It seemed like, and I know that Ryan Coogler used different cameras throughout the movie, and watching it in standard, you can see the different types of cameras a whole lot more distinctive, I guess is the word. But IMAX, you could tell, but you couldn't tell because you were so into the movie. But it was like a kind of filter that went over the whole movie. I guess like the bright, like what's it called when somebody dies close to you, like everything just becomes dull. It kind of seemed like that happened to Smoke because when he started holding Stacks,
he lost his light.
He lost his light. That's what it was. Everything kind of just went kind of dark. The whole screen, it was like a filter over the camera from the rest of the movie. And
it did get darker. They're just really saying that.
It's because
you're saying it for a second, so you're noticing.
Yeah,
you just
Smoke lost his light. He lost his half.
He lost his other half.
So. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that both times.
One name a similarity, but that's probably too personal, so I'm not gonna bring it up.
I learned that both. I said learned. I noticed it both times watching the movie, and I'm so glad that Annie was there. I'm glad she was the type of person she was.
Oh, we skipped this part when he goes to go see Annie. He got a mojo that she gave him when he went to go travel and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's mad, why didn't you save our baby?
Right.
But he kept it on, though. She said,
he never took it off. He never took it off.
And thank goodness he did. That's going to come in handy much later.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad she was there to...
She was everything that he needed at that point.
I'm glad she was there to have some type of knowledge on what was going on. Because if she wasn't there, they would have no idea what they was dealing with.
That would have been the end of the movie right there.
They wouldn't know what they was dealing with by any means. So I'm glad she was there to be that educational person.
Yeah, I accidentally said voodoo. She's a hoodoo.
Hoodoo, right.
Hoodoo.
And when she did the little bones and stuff on the table, I didn't know what she was doing. Mm-hmm. But it was just her trying to read, like, not predict, but, whatever they do. Yeah. It was her doing that.
That's when they were at the shack and stuff, when he first meet her. Like, yeah, let's go back. What did she sell those little kids? What did she sell them?
She sold him something. She was like, "Don't sell it all to one person or something like that."
Yeah. But that's what she
Some
was. She
home
was
remedies or
just like
something.
home remedy. She was a hoodoo. She was a hoodoo doctor, a hoodoo witch, whatever y'all want to call it. Not everything that comes from Africa is demonic, and I hate that the American culture has, American Christianity really has done that
Yeah.
too.
And maybe
Like
that's why
that.
all them little rumors of like this movie is evil because she did
Yeah,
voodoo.
people getting mad about that, pointing that out.
And Preacher Son was a bunch of like the movie wasn't even that religious to be
It
100.
wasn't. It
It's
was,
called
I
Sinners
mean,
for crying out
sinners
loud,
for
but
that reason.
but
And
it's
you
not
saw it got
like
vampires, and every single vampire lord, a vampire stepping into a church, that don't mix well.
and
Like,
I was like it's not like Annabelle or The Conjuring. Like
yeah.
those movies are demonic, but Sinners wasn't demonic in my opinion.
Anything. That's why you difference. There's another difference between Dust Till Dawn. You saying prayers to them, that's making them vampires
Freak out,
burst into flames.
right?
He said that spell. He smiled and repeated it back with him.
Exactly.
Just like, see the difference there?
Yeah. So I don't. It wasn't. It's just a lot. I mean, the internet takes stuff and take it out in all
Run with
and
it.
taking it all kind of directions.
Yeah.
But I think it was good that she was there. She educated them on what they needed to do. They did all the classic,
That's one when
traditional.
Cornbread came back. She was. You're right, because when Cornbread came back, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why are you asking to be let in?
And I noticed, when the second time watching that, I realized how, like, why she pressed him so hard about it. Because if we come up to you and say Stacks is dead, he should have ran in there like,
what?
What do I need to do?
Like, right, Sax was the one who
He
talked
would have
him into coming.
move out the way. What I
It
need
was
to do?
yeah, it was Sax who approached him. Sax said like, "I'm finna get your wife on your knees. I'm finna give you so much money that she finna drop down on her knees and just shut up. How much money we talking?"
Right.
Just like that's how she said it to
Exactly.
him. So like,
Exactly.
what? If you
So
they should have even joked, man. Hold up. So how I'm getting paid? This nigga offered me money, just anything.
But it's just he had no urgency when they said Stacks is dead. He had no type of what do I need to do? Move out the way. Let me in. He didn't do none
Let
of
me
that.
come see my friend.
He
Let
just
me come
said,
see
"Huh?
this.
Oh, okay. Y'all gonna let me in?"
Well, let me in. Let me help clean up. Like, bruh.
He didn't sound urgent. He didn't say he had no
You don't
urgency in
sound
his voice.
scared or
So
anything.
that's
People
why.
heard the gunshot, they didn't see, and they're just, what the hell is going on? Naturally, the crowd's going towards what is happening. Party's over, everybody leave. That was in my head too. Like, ain't no way they finna just let all these motherfuckers walk away. Just like that was impossible. I was thinking, everybody just finna leave.
Yeah,
Ain't no way that's happening. And sure enough, nope. Every single last one of them was got. Maybe one or two people, maybe got away.
Right.
If they got into their car before Rem could get a hold of it, or they saw it, they just started up their car and just left. But yeah. But yeah, for him to come back and it's just, you're gonna tell us what? That you did.
Yeah. And then he was so weird anyway.
Just his
He
went from kind of cool.
another.
Yeah, he went from kind of just cool to just this big goofball. Like,
and
we know he plays the goofy fat guy, but he was too goofy. He was doing too much.
The nigga said,
"Files, man, stop."
To be kind to one another, and I'm thinking they just told you your best friend is dead. Well, one of your childhood friends are dead, and you talking about being kind. Like, what are you talking about?
Your big ass been walking in and out of here all day, and now you asking permission.
It just made so much more sense when Annie pressed them, like, why you can't walk your big ass up in here like you've been doing.
And see, now I said, that's why I said, I know I need to keep my mouth shut, because my dumb ass would have said, well, come on in then. And that would have been it.
Just naturally, without even thinking about it.
Because I'll give it a I was playing them games, but like,
and then,
now when he gave they just paid me so I can go. I'm sitting there thinking, throw that money at him. Don't give him shit. I don't give a fuck how disrespectful this may look right now. Something ain't right. Throw that damn money at him.
Yeah.
Throw it at him. But now
Smoke is an ex-soldier. He's quick on his feet.
Yeah.
So he was able to handle that real easy.
Quick.
But
the way he grabbed it, I mean, it was so quick that like.
And that was
I would have been dead.
That was one of the few, maybe one of the only jump scares in the whole movie. Is when he snatched or tried to bite him. Like, it wasn't too many jump scares.
It really was. That's why I'm like.
It was that one and maybe one or two more.
But it didn't really have too many, like, real scary scenes.
That's why I say it was more of a thriller.
Yeah. Suspense, yeah.
And then after that, They ran back inside, locked the door. Is that when they found the drunk dude in the back and thought he was
they just threw
dead?
him out just for safety, which totally understandable.
Yeah.
I'm like, we can't take that risk.
Oh,
What?
the husband, the
Oh
Asian
yeah,
husband.
when did that happen? He went out with everybody else.
Yeah.
Honey, I can't stay in here. This back on Bo and Grace. This wasn't posted. That's why people really get mad at Grace and stuff like. See, she saw this as a business. He saw them as their friends.
Right.
We were just this what we're not supposed to do. Let's just leave. Okay, I'll get the car. Let's go. The second he walked up that door, me. Damn,
and even then, and even right there, they still didn't. Nobody still understood the vampire thing when he was going to get the car. They still had no knowledge to what was going on.
Nah, he just, I'm finna get the car. We finna go. She wanted to just get home because it's a lot. Seeing somebody get shot, like, I've been to clubs where I done heard guns go off. I don't want to be in that part of that shit either. I just want to go. I just want to get back to safety. That's it. So you get, I get her part.
And in the same breath, they probably needed her ass because she did do like, was like a nurse or a doctor or something. She patched people up, so they probably needed her to stay well. He was already dead. They didn't need her though.
Nah, and when he wake up, you hear him and stuff, and I don't know. I think I like how he was kind of trying to lure them. What's what vampires do?
Yeah,
they lure. You saw how easy he knocked that fucking door up. As soon as he got close enough, he just knocked that thing off.
He was very aggressive, but it was because he was feeding off of Remy's energy.
Yeah.
But he was very like, I'm finna kill y'all niggas anyway, so just let me out. Mm-hmm. He was very much so like that.
What's the difference you saw seeing it the second time?
Man, that's it. That was my take on it. He just was he was just
they hurt Remick at one point. That's when he noticed.
Yeah, they can feel that pain. Yeah,
he hurt him. He said vampire, so that's what that was. It's
right.
like the domino effect. If that first domino didn't fall, all these other ones would still be standing.
Right.
So just because Mary turned him don't mean anything. He turned Mary, Mary turned him. So therefore, he gets hurt, he's gonna feel it too. That's just how it is.
Right.
But I just like that he really did just kind of play with him. I'm just looking at it like that he really did just play with him because he knocked that door open, but if she didn't come with that pickle, garlic, what was that? Pickle garlic. These are vampires. And I just like that, like these are vampires.
And I like how Stacks was. He was like a rational vampire. He wasn't just like bent on like anger, like Remick was.
I think because he's still
hatred.
I think because he still shared that bond with Smoke.
With his brother, yeah.
Like Remy can only get into his head so much. The bond the twins share is something that's just
it's something that came right.
Like they had a bond before you, so you're getting into my head, but he's still a part of me too. So
right,
he's feeding off of both of them, whether he wants to or not. He's trying to be his own person, but his brother's always gonna be by his side.
And then something else I noticed the second go around is it was like Stacks had a plan for the four of them to be vampires together. So he wanted he wanted to be him, Mary, Smoke, and Annie.
Because he does say, no, Annie.
Annie.
Yeah, he does say, you had to kill her, huh?
Yeah, he wanted them to be like eternal forever.
Yeah, because
he got his girl, he wanted his brother to have his girl.
Well, we jumped in because we can't ignore everything. So let's not jump ahead. Okay, let's go back real quick. So anyway, like Remick and stuff, that's all happening. They throw the drunk guy out. You see them over there dancing in the corner, ain't they? Yeah, they throw the drunk guy out. Are we sure because at that point they throw the garlic on Stack. He runs out the door. They lock the door again. Everybody eats his clove of garlic. Perline ass made me question that shit too. She was making me mad. Yeah. Well, I don't really eat garlic, bitch.
You ain't got no choice.
And I like, but hold on, pal, eat that. But they going right in her face like, they being nice. I probably would have shot her without a second thought because you playing right now.
Yeah, shot and put outside.
Yeah, and then Delta asked, bruh, quit playing with me. I'm finna shoot you and I'm not finna question it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just drunk. Oh, shit. Did we just throw a drunk guy outside?
Yeah.
And that's when he wakes up and, let me in. He's not asking, he's demanding, let me in because, nah, fuck this, let me in.
What's going on out here?
That's how I'm finna act too. And they're scared, but all y'all can do is open up the door. He's either gonna run right in, or he gonna stay right there and saying, "Y'all gotta let me in," or
They
something.
opened it up 1 second too late, and Cornbread got his ass.
Yeah, Cornbread got him, and that's when Bo comes
That's when the
back.
husband pop back up.
Hey, baby, I got the keys. Let's go. The car's warmed up. We got to go. Bitch, don't go out that door.
And she like, you don't see this going on? He was like, oh, he just
It's
hungry.
Cornbread. Like, naturally, the internet jokes with the girls, though. Baby, I got the keys. Okay. We're going to walk right out the door. Me being one of those girls, like, yeah, I probably would have walked out the door for him just without question. Y'all should just let me go.
And then,
but like, it's just, he's just being so calm. And that's everything people noticing too. Besides, oh, he's so cute. People just came back with a more swagger too. Like, yeah, it's just, his demeanor was completely different.
Right.
I mean, he was already cool, but he was just,
yeah, he was cool.
Bruh, a lot happened. I get he shot 2 people in front of you, and it's just at least you were kind of, damn, he just did that. Damn. Right. Okay, well, we'll figure that out in a second. But yeah, what you did again? But in this case, he's eating somebody. How are you ignoring this?
Yeah, like it's normal.
Like, oh man, then you turn around. I'm sitting there looking at the top. I said, there it is. Okay, that's what I was looking for. When I saw that bleed through his back, like, there it is. Yeah. Yep, there. Okay, yep. I mean, we already knew it, of course, but we just needed to be. Yep, there he goes. Yeah. And then Remy comes up. Yes. It just like.
Yeah. And then that's when they tell him.
That's when they threaten their
Sammy.
daughter.
That's when they threaten the daughter, but that's just to get in their head. Yeah. But that's when it was like, just give us Sammy and we'll all leave. We'll just go home. Everybody just leave.
And that was her.
And Sammy was finna walk out there like an idiot. Like, and Smoke was like, bro, what are you doing?
I think he was just scared. I mean, look what's happening right now. Just so much. These are like our friends, our family, and it's just. Yeah. He just wanted it to be, oh, if I got to make that sacrifice now, and basically Smoke, I ain't losing nobody else tonight. Stay your happy ass right here. Exactly. Which I get, but people wanted to hate Grace so much, and hold on, I gotta look this up, but we gotta see that properly. Unpopular opinion, okay. She did what was right for her daughter. Is possibly still alive because of what she did. People are mad because once a child got threatened, like, any type of logic and all that stuff is just, I'm not here right now.
And that's what anybody's natural reaction would be.
Being her husband, the Remick said, I know everything about you. I know how you like to be touched and all that stuff. I mean, really. And they start talking to her in Chinese. And it's just, bruh.
Yeah. Anybody would have freaked out how she freaked out. It's just, it just got to her. It just really got to her.
Any parent, like anybody, guess why I'm liking this right here. Like, she did what was right. Like, I can't get mad at it. And that's why I said it to a few people. I'm like, y'all wouldn't burn the earth down for your child? I would. Yeah. I'm taking out everybody. It's just like, it's not even up for debate. So when they start doing the Irish step dancing, which I think it was cool, because when you see Irish, you always think of leprechauns. The leprechauns aren't evil. They're happy. They live on rainbows and give you gold.
They had the leprechaun horror movie, but I didn't watch that.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got that. That came out 30 years ago, and that tells you need to be scared of leprechauns. But before that, though, at that point in time, 1932, leprechauns, Irish music, this is fun. Right. And he tried to do that too. And how they all just sit here doing the step dance and all that stuff. Like, I like how they brought that Irish folklore, that Irish tradition, and they just made that one of the most terrifying things you've ever witnessed.
Yeah, not for real.
Just because everybody eyes glowing red, the teeth are out, and it's just, yep, lock the door, please.
It was definitely a nice touch. It was also, it's always good to have multiple cultures in one movie.
And they did that with the black culture, the Native African, Native American.
Yeah, I love all of that. Right. I love a good homage to everything.
Now that the Oscars actually have to watch every single fucking movie that's being nominated, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Supporting Actress, cinematography, wardrobe, they better get every single nomination on there.
It's a bunch of things they deserve.
They deserve so much.
So after they sang the song.
Yeah, and it's just really getting to her. She's doing too much, and it's just, no, Grace, stop. Grace, shut up. Come in, motherfuckers. It's just, she couldn't do it no more.
Okay, so right there, I felt like it was only the main characters. but it was a
Thank
bunch.
you. Okay,
It
yes.
was a few extra people in there.
Where the fuck did them people?
I don't know
No,
where they came
I got
from.
where the picture. Hold on, I gotta show the picture. Where's it at?
But it was like three or
No,
maybe three extra.
why didn't nobody
random
talk
people.
and say this out loud on the ride home? Cause that I'm sitting here thinking, where they come? Who is that?
Because when they barged in, people started dying, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who are these extra niggas dying? Who are these people? Because it wasn't Sammy, Delta Slim, it wasn't none of them.
Yeah, you see everybody, but you
It's
see,
a few people
here
in
it
the
is.
background.
No, it ain't. Here it is. When they sat around eating these are
It's
all
Delta.
the people who ate the garlic.
It's a
That is six.
I promise.
This
it was
is
more,
6 people.
it was more.
You
people
saw
in
them
there.
in a circle eat that garlic. I didn't see nobody extra.
When they showed up,
I didn't see shit else.
When you watch it the second time, you'll see a few like extra people standing around.
Did they eat the garlic with them? 'Cause I didn't see nobody else eat that shit.
They didn't. They wasn't like in the circle. They
now,
was there,
if you
though.
in that building, you are.
They were there.
Okay.
They were there because I made sure I looked for the extras this second go around. I was like, I gotta see these extra niggas in this because who died?
Why wasn't this a conversation on the ride home after we saw it the first time?
I didn't think
we're
about
sitting
it.
there and I'm watching. No, I'm like, who the hell was that? They coming on in and Grace goes straight for her husband.
Right.
Her and him burned to death. You see her scream in that final rage, and I said, kudos to her. That was a hero's death right there.
Right.
Because she died protecting her child. She did what was right. Like that little post just said, she possibly saved that whole town because if they wanted to leave, they would have left.
They would have left.
They could have easily just went and got her.
If they wanted to send 2 or 3 people, they could have done
that. But they do what Remick Lee says.
Remick said get Sammy.
And Remick wanted Sammy. So hyper focused just to get there. They just knew we can make her break. We can't get to nobody else. But we got her better half, her husband. If he can break her, that's all we needed.
Right.
It succeeded. Once they came in, that was over with. But still, I just see Bite Box. Who the hell was that?
Right.
Who the hell was that? Like, wait,
like
stop.
2 or 3 people
Who the hell are all these people?
Yeah.
And then you see them go to Annie. Okay, who got bit before? 5 people just got bit before her. And okay, whatever. Anyway, no, Smoke, you got to do it. Let me go. I'll see you soon. Like, oh, that fucked me up.
Yeah.
And that broke Mary.
Yeah.
Would you say that broke her? That broke her because she screams Annie, and it's just, wait a minute now. Okay, forget them people. She focused on that right now. You thinking, what?
And that's when when Annie died, that's when Stacks was like, we got to get out of here. So he was still protecting her even as a vampire. Because he told her.
He got her out of there.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm guessing that's more noticeable the second time around that he grabbed her and got her out there.
Well, I noticed it the first time. I was
just more focused. Like, she just screamed for her. Like, what?
Well, no, I noticed they ran out the juke joint, but I forgot
because it's so much happening. That happened in like 5 seconds.
Because Stacks popped back up.
Yeah.
And I forget that Mary is gone because Stacks popped back up. And I figured both of them ran away.
I wasn't even thinking that through. I just saw her scream. That confused me. But then they all going after Sammy. Like, okay, damn, she's gone. Grace is dead. Now it's just them 3. So they just trying to get out of here.
Right.
Just 4. They trying to get out of this point. Delta takes one final drink. He went out like a gangster.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, I don't care. BET, MTV, Oscars, he better get nominated for fucking something because that was a hero's death as well. Slicing his arm up and come get me.
Yeah.
And what was that? You and Nathan saying that he turned into a vampire too, right?
Nathan was saying, bro, dude.
Nah, he gone.
He got
that was he sacrificed himself to save them, and his death did not go in vain because Sammy got away.
Yeah, right.
That's all he was trying to do was save him, and he did like 12. Nah, you getting ripped apart like that? Nah, that's over with. Just one person got to him, whatever. But 12, nah,
right?
He's done.
They drank the blood out of him.
Yeah, you see Pearline, she got bit. He wanted to save her, like even only having that one day with her, that one time with her, that one night with her. That taught him right, and he fell in love. Hell, she fell in love for a second too. But run. That's all she could do. She knew that was no saving saving herself. She didn't even say stake him. She just told him to run, and he did. And that's when Stack comes back up and you see that fight between him and Smoke.
Yep.
Smoke still has on that mojo. And first I was thinking, like in that brief second, he's trying to bite him. Okay, he can't do it because of their twin bond, and then he tries to do it again. No, he still got that damn mojo on.
That's why he couldn't
that's what's
bite him.
protected. You just not
I
figuring?
didn't realize. I didn't know what it was. I
No,
thought he just couldn't do it because it was his brother. That's
no,
what
it
I
was the
thought.
mojo. Ain't no question. Him being his twin. Oh yeah, they finna be vampire suckers together. This finna be the two of them forever now. But nah, that mojo was indeed protecting him.
Okay.
And he went out of her way to protect her man.
See, I mean, so when he came back to the house and visited us and all that stuff, she like blessed the mojo bag or something. She told him to hand it to her, and she gave it back to him. She like, I guess that's what I would say she did. She blessed.
She did, and that's what saved him.
Okay, so after
so it's just them. They're like, yeah, you always protected me.
And then
like, cause like always skip to this important part. Stack, Smoke killed their father because their father was abusive.
Right.
He had to do that to protect him, even though Stack said, yeah, he used to beat on us because he talking to Sam. He don't be hitting you, do he?
Right.
Nah, just the younger kids. He disciplines them when they need it. But now, our father is not abusive.
No senseless beating.
No, we don't get beat for spilling water on the damn grass or anything like that. Just, man, Daddy used to just hit on us. But, he didn't mean it. It's just like, this still in Stack's head, like, wow, just you don't really want to understand that your father was abusive, and it's okay.
But they talk about it later on. Sammy and Stacks talk about it. He was like, man, Smoke killed my daddy. He said, my daddy knocked me out. And by the time I woke up, Stacks was halfway done burying him.
Yeah, so that's what that is. Like, I say that's more trauma, just like, I'm not going to really believe that. Because the fact that he really said, but he didn't mean it, like, you woke up and he's burying y'all father, and you think daddy, okay.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how Stack was, and I always looked out for me, so he did what he had to do.
Right.
So while Sammy is outside running for his life, fighting Remick, you see Pearline, she done made it outside. She has indeed transformed, and she's right there singing there. You don't see Delta. Delta is dead. That's why, like, Nathan trying to, like, this is our older brother still saying, but he was, bruh, he gone. I accepted it immediately. Right. When the fourth person jumped on him, well, he's gone, but he went out honorable.
Yeah.
I accepted that. And as Silver was new to me. I thought Silver was stripping for werewolves. Did you ever hear that lore before this?
They're from Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
George Clooney's character says, so what do we know about vampires? And that was like, their names, wooden stakes, crosses, all that stuff.
Yeah,
and somebody said silver. And somebody was like, I thought silver was werewolves. And then the daughter was like, does anybody have silver? And everybody was like, no. She was like, all right, what the fuck are we talking about then? So that was like brought up, but it was never like used. So based off of that, I never knew for real if vampires did the silver thing or not. Just because she was like, do we even have silver? And I was like, no.
Okay, yeah. But like, he's in the river just trying to get away, and that's why I said we jumped ahead. Now we're talking about this properly. He's in the water. I'm thinking he's a preacher's son. He knows the book.
He's certified for sure. Yeah, he's certified. He can definitely bless the water.
And he started saying the Lord's Prayer. And I was the next year like, the water for the turn into holy water. That's what I was thinking.
But I think so. Going back, I hate to keep going back, but going back from Dusk Till Dawn, the preacher actually did like a whole like thing to bless. He just didn't say the Lord's Prayer. He did like a whole
you gotta really bless it properly.
Yeah, right.
So, and he was a legit preacher too. Right. So that's the difference. That he's the preacher's son. Well, so there's a way you gotta do it, and that's how he did it.
Yeah.
That was with basic tap water was turning into holy water.
Right.
And they putting them in balloons and stuff, and that was holy water.
So I thought that would have worked, but now. But then clock his
like
ass
I said,
with the
Remick
guitar.
and started like, how much does it really work on him? Because Remick starts reciting it back to him.
Right.
Looks to him, teeth out, eyes red, and just smiling. They've been trying to use that on me for 100 years.
Right.
Like something like that. But he just starts swinging. Just this point, you just fighting for your life.
Man, he
just with that thing. And that silver plate, everybody starts grabbing their head because they feel his pain.
Right.
All this is going on outside. We don't realize a Stack and Smoke are still inside that damn building.
Right.
And in that building, you're going to leave Sammy the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Smoke is telling it to Stack, you're going to let him live. But first, help me get out there. I think this is how it happened. I think Stack took Smoke out there. Cause how he get over there so fast?
He got over there fast.
He gets the metal plate inside of the guitar. Remick is in pain, but in that pain, he takes it out. Like, just let me turn you, cause you ain't gonna do that again. And then all we see is that stake go through him, and the sun finally fucking comes up.
Man,
that took long enough. He's in pain. He's burning. He done been staked. And that shouldn't have. Everybody feels his pain, but that shouldn't have killed him. Then that sun came up. Now everybody's officially gone.
And you see people that watching it the second time. You see a few vampires trying to crawl back into the building, but I mean they can't move fast enough.
Yeah, you can't. Because they were too busy in pain watching Remick. Remick is calling everybody, luring everybody.
Yeah, they couldn't make it back inside.
Yeah, they weren't gonna make it back in time.
So after that,
it's the next. I love the thing. Hey man, get rid of that thing. Get rid of it immediately. Nah, he said y'all want us off a card game. Who told you that? Who told you that shit?
That's our daddy guitar.
Last son of a bitch. Oh,
right.
Like, last thing you said about your brother.
It was the reason that part was so funny because Smoke is tired. Like,
right.
What are you like? He like, bro, what are you talking about? What? Bro, that's our daddy guitar. What are you talking about? Dad was
like, you needed that little comic clip after everything that happened.
Right.
We need that laugh right now because, man, your heart just broke. I was getting a little emotional watching everything that was happening, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it was a lot coming. Like, it was like back to back to back. Like, it just kept on happening.
We skipped a major important part.
What?
Stack sells Smoke that the clan was coming for us. Remick is telling them everything. And these people,
they was gonna come back and kill y'all.
Not only were they the clan, they were the nephew of the damn landlord.
The old dad, the granddad.
So he was coming back.
Grandmaster, sorry.
Whoever the fuck he was.
That's what they call
that nigga was coming back.
Higher up.
And he was gonna burn everything down. That was the plan. That was the plan from day one. Somebody kind of pointed that out too on Threads. They're like, why would you give all your money to just some random white guy because it was 1930s Mississippi? Well, I mean, still give it everything. It was 1930s Mississippi. They just had to honestly just hope the guy was gonna be honest.
But first of all, they didn't expect to encounter fucking vampires for one.
Nah.
So
the clan we prepared for fucking vampires.
Exactly. Outside of so remove the vampires. They were like, well, if y'all come back, we'll kill y'all. On sight, we're not gonna ask no questions. We're not gonna talk. We're gonna shoot you if you come back around here. Yeah. So they wasn't tripping about the clan coming back.
Yeah, when they were getting booze, he said we need to get that trunk. When they got everything cut, we need to get that trunk too. Nah, we don't need the trunk yet, man. We need to get that trunk out.
About that big
sure enough, when at the end with him and Sammy, they pulling out that damn trunk.
That's an homage to don't make me pop the. You know what I mean? The whole ghetto.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop the trunk in your ass. That's all that was. That's all it was. So they had to pop the trunk.
Yeah, so they pulled it out, and I got some things. Look, either way, you go to that. Oh, and him and Sammy had a heart-to-heart too before all the craziness happened. There was like some little small black-owned town that were filled with greatness, but Stack felt like he wanted more, so that's why they went to Chicago.
Right.
Things weren't what it seemed. The glitz and glamour wasn't what he really wanted, so Sammy, go to that town, go to that black town, become great.
Right.
That town will do you good. Go there. And that's what he tells Sammy. Get rid of that guitar and go to that town that I told you about. That's what he just wanted his little cousin just to go be better.
Yeah.
And I respect Sammy got to follow his heart, though. He felt like he still needed
especially
more.
after fighting the vampire, you got a story to tell. Yeah,
I got a story to tell. But I do love that Smoke sets everything up because he is ex-military. Everything was set up perfectly. He pulled out that Tommy gun. The clan comes
Tommy
back.
Gun he got from working with Al Capone.
Yeah.
I firmly believe he got the Tommy gun from working with. Yeah,
they
ain't gonna give you no Tommy gun in the army. So he got that big ass when he was hiding in the bushes.
Enough. That makes sense now.
He was hiding in the bushes. That gun came from the army. But that Tommy gun was from
Tommy gun, doesn't it?
That's right. So yeah. But he was ready for him.
And something else somebody said to me on Facebook, like, why did the clan come the night while everything was happening? Well, again, the nephew was there, and you saw they just walked right up the street. They were best supposed to go there and say, hey, we're ready, go get them. They're in there, they're partying. They could have came easily just burnt that down and just shot up everybody
Right.
because again, when Stack was examining the floor, basically.
It's
It
all
looks
the
like blood on the
right.
floor. What's on this floor? Just like I know what blood looked like, man. What
Yeah.
was on this floor?
Right.
And just that's what that was. So, but they never heard back from him, and that's what I said. I said, well, the nephew never contacted them the night before. They had
So
no
they
choice
just have
but
to go
to
right.
wait till morning. Like, okay, go get these niggas out of here.
Right.
And this nigga got
Wait
bow,
on
bow.
their ass.
And that fatal shoot that made me scared for a second. Like, did he get him? Did he get him? But like, nah, it's just a soldier. You learn how to fight through that damn
And then
pain.
and
That's what it is.
I said this when we first saw it. I hate, and this is in movies, I hate when a character goes through so much shit and then they get taken out by like the smallest thing. That little bitty shot to the stomach took him out.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga done fought and killed 100 vampires, and he get taken out by a little bitty bullet to the stomach. I didn't like that, but then when he hit the ground and he look over and see his girl and his kid, I'm like, never mind.
He took the mojo off. I'm sort of thinking, no, keep the mojo on, keep the mojo on. But when you look over and you like say, see,
you see it like he's
put
at
that
peace.
Cigarette out. You don't want to get smoke on the baby, and it's just.
And
somebody said that had a double meaning.
Yeah, right. I think it did. She was calling him by his real name. Well, I wish I can't think of it right now.
He was either Elijah or Ellis.
It was Elijah.
Okay, yeah, he was Elijah.
So when she was saying, I don't want to get no smoke, like, I don't want him to be like Smoke. I want him to be like Elijah. I think that's what that meant.
I think that was, that's what people pointed out, like, I don't want that smoke around the baby. Like, I want Elijah. I don't want smoke. I want Elijah to come home.
Yeah, exactly. And
I love how the Klansman is still there. Like, this dude having the whole euphoria. He's about to go up to the light, and this Klansman right there on the ground dying. Just shut up, kill him for a moment.
Man,
give me my
baby.
Finish
killing him. Make sure your ass die.
Shut up.
To live through this.
Okay, now give me my baby.
Right.
And they go in peace. And then I've seen some people go back and forth like, do y'all think somebody went back and buried him? Y'all think when the sun went down, Stack went and properly buried Smoke?
Maybe.
Or maybe Sammy went back and properly buried him.
Yeah.
Because now that's the ending. By the way, so we'll go back to the beginning of the movie.
Anybody's still inside too, so they probably buried
now everybody kind of didn't she burst?
Well, Annie didn't turn into a vampire, so she didn't burst in the flame.
Well,
she didn't get a chance to turn over.
It's a lot, just.
But they probably gave both of them a proper burial.
Yeah, whoever went back gave them a proper goodbye. That's all we can really say. So let's go back to the beginning of the movie. The preacher boy's going to his preacher daddy, and he's saying, "Give me that guitar." But nope, he gets into the car and he drives away with that broken guitar. That's why I'm saying he went back because that silver plate, he had to go back and get it.
Yeah.
So who knows who went back and gave him a proper burial. But either way, he definitely went back and got that plate at least.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
And then the lights didn't go. People started cheering, and I clapped too. And then, but the lights didn't go, so nobody moved.
We had a good, real quick, we had a good audience watching the movie, but it wasn't the audience I wanted. I wanted I wanted the clap to be loud. I wanted people to be more into it, but it was okay.
People were respectful. I guess people were more respectful this time around. I definitely saw a bunch of horror stories. People talking about people came in there with kids, and kids had iPads. Blame that on the movie theater. The second y'all seen the light go off, y'all needs to get out this damn theater.
Right.
Y'all did not pay $40 to come into an IMAX and then disturb everybody. But the mid-credit thing, that's what that was. 30 years, 60 years later, I mean. And they're side note, people keep saying, what does Ryan Coogler got with 1992?
Maybe this year, not the year.
No, he's actually older than me. Yeah, 86 to be exact. So
I don't know.
Like they made him 6 years old. Something traumatic happened to him when he was 6. We don't know. I'm putting my business.
Maybe it's when he fell in love with movies. Who knows?
But yeah, either way, 1992. Little Sammy is all grown up, played by Buddy Guy, father of Shauna. We learned something. And you see, they got the scar on his face. They did that amazingly.
Yeah.
I'm like. I said this is definitely based off of Robert Tommy Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all
do
that?
And Sammy, the old Sammy, also says he wakes up once a week, paralyzed from that
nightmare.
And I think it's because of the scar.
Yeah, of course. That's
like
why
like on some Harry Potter shit. Like he got the scar and it's stuck with him.
Yeah, so it may not burn, but all is not well. So there's that. But like how you said, how their 1930 swag was perfect. That
The
90s
90s was
swag
perfect.
was
Spot on. Both of them.
spot on.
Both
Like
of them.
he got the fade, the Gumby haircut, the he had the
He had stacks on his four-finger ring.
yes,
Yeah, it was perfect.
the sweater. That's like some people started laughing because they see that sweater. I'm like, "Baby, it's
But that's like,
1992.
but he was like prime time 90s. It wasn't like late 90s and the sweater ain't cool no more. It was like right at the moment when that sweater was perfect.
Everything, because like Will Smith was definitely wearing that, and that show just
Biggie,
came out at that point. So
yeah,
yeah,
Biggie wearing the coochie sweaters. It
oh
was,
god,
yeah, it
yes,
was
that thing
all,
was definitely what it's picked up on. Like,
yeah,
like all right, who did this person? Let me dress up like that. So it was everything, and I like that's when we learned that he told me to leave you alone. So like I said, as he was outside fighting for his life, they in there having a whole ass conversation.
right.
That you gonna let our little cousin live?
Yeah,
You gonna take me outside? I said that too. I said that like Stack had to take him
he had
outside
to.
because there ain't no way he got there that quick. Give me that steak that he was about to use on him. I'm gonna use it on that motherfucker. Take me out there. I'm saving our cousin.
Yeah.
And he did, and he told me to leave you alone, but like that was vampire stuff right there too. The sniff and the smell, like, oh, you're getting there.
Yeah,
Like,
you can smell how much time he got left.
like, I can give you immortality.
And I like how Stacks was cool about it.
Yeah.
He didn't come in demanding shit. He didn't, I'm gonna kill you, old man. Like he didn't come in angry or.
What's to be angry about though?
He came
like,
in
right.
cool. I can turn you. I can switch you over. No pain.
You're gonna be right as rain. You're gonna be just this
and,
forever, and you're gonna love it.
And Sammy was like, "Shit, I'm good. I done lived long enough." And then so that pretty much closes out. But just a quick sidebar. You see the little fake timeline, all the movies everybody was trying to Faith of a Sinner and all this stuff. They made like some fake ass timeline about it's gonna be like 7 Sinners movies, which is stupid.
No,
don't make 7.
They named
movies.
Everybody who whatever sins everybody represents. I said that so wrong.
I didn't see that.
No, I'm not gonna look for that because I didn't say it. But like everybody represents the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
That makes sense. What sequel needs to be needed? The lone survivor is an old man now.
I'm gonna say my opinion about a sequel.
Not needed.
It's not needed, but I'm saying
prequel is not needed either.
The prequel is not needed.
It's not.
But I'm saying if they go a sequel route, the only sequel it should be called Son of a Sinner. This should be the only title. Should be no other titles besides Son of a Sinner, and it should be about Stacks having a kid, Stacks and Mary having a kid. And I don't know what the fuck the kid gonna do. I don't know what he gonna do and what his purpose is.
Vampires really don't. The only time I've ever seen a vampire have a child, not Twilight. I'm talking about Angel. It's like really impossible for
I didn't know that.
Kids like vampires, they don't. They're dead. Nothing in them is living anymore.
Okay,
so.
I get it. Okay,
so, that was a big deal with Angel, though.
But that should be the only some sort of. It should be called Son of a Sinner. And I just think that should be the title. I don't know what it would be about. I don't know what's going on in the movie. But that should all that fear of a sinner and wrath of it, all that shit is stupid. It's just dumb titles. The glitter of a sinner. Like what the hell does that even mean? But the only sequel should be called it shouldn't be one, but if
Sammy was fortunate enough to have a child, that's it.
Yeah.
But I don't
maybe
think
Sammy had a child in his life. I don't think
he did though. Did you catch this though? That the club that he owns is named Perlene's. Yeah, he named it after. Yeah. He only had one night with her, and she stuck with him all that time. 60 years later, his heart still pines for her. Yeah. And definitely on the what could have been, what should have been. Even though she was hurt, her last words to him was run. Yeah. Save yourself. Run, because there's nothing you can do for her at that point. And I do love the final day, like you said. I still wake up from nightmares, but before that was the greatest night of my life. Before the sun went down, that was one of the best days of my life. And what about you?
Explains, it's the last time he saw his brother. The last time he saw the sunset.
Last time he felt free.
The last time he felt free.
And this is what I look on that too. I'm like, Mary definitely got what she wanted, but shit, was it worth it?
Right.
But for him to say, last time I felt free, because Y'all can't even go see the sun anymore.
Right.
Y'all really can't enjoy anything. Y'all are stuck in this. Yeah, y'all got immortality, but for
Go
him
ahead
to
and move
offer
at
that to
night.
him, but then sit here and say that's the last time I felt free, and she got what she wanted. She wanted a stack, and she got him
Yeah.
forever and ever.
Right.
Y'all kind of just stuck together. That's how I'm looking at that. Like,
Never Asian. They don't get old.
she should have stayed her happy ass in that damn building, because none of that shit would have happened.
Right.
But all in all, 15 out of 10 would recommend. Sinners was everything.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great movie.
No prequel is needed. No sequel is needed. Nothing is needed. That's a one and done film. The Oscars, the Golden Globes, NAACP, BET, MTV, whatever fucking little horror movie, real things that are out there, they need to be nominated for them all. Actor, director, villain, whatever. They need them all.
Yeah.
Because I hope it's gonna go the way of Django. Jamie Foxx, title character, 5 awards.
The only person that won was Christoph.
Was Christoph, best supporting actor. Now Tarantino won too. It won too.
Oh,
but still, the title character himself
didn't win nothing.
Come the fuck on. So now, Michael B. Jordan better walk away with at least 3 or 4 awards. Get Out did win for best original screenplay, so yay for that one. I hope they get that Oscar for that too.
Yeah.
And I hope they get the Oscars for everything else. Because I remember when Chris Rock had hosted the Oscars, Paul Giamatti had gotten, I said his name wrong, didn't I? But, but he got nominated for Straight Outta Compton. And he said that, I think, what was Michael presented? He said, well, here's this person that should have been nominated, Michael B. Jordan. Because Sylvester Stallone got nominated for Creed. Michael didn't. And he's the title character.
Right. That's
nah, we finna stop doing that.
They definitely gotta stop doing that.
So every single person on that cover, including him, twice on that cover, better be nominated.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler, best director. Like I said, the wardrobe, the 30s to the 90s wardrobe is on point. So the wardrobe department better get their say on that. Screenplay, everything. I hope it gets an award season. They better be on the top of that list.
Yeah, I agree.
And people respect horror movies a whole lot more. But we're hoping this black horror movie gets the respect that damn sure deserves.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.